What's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you in public but no one noticed? This happened to me a few years ago, and to this day I still think about it whenever I'm in public. I was on my way to an important meeting. I had woken up late that morning, rushed through my shower, grabbed my clothes, and basically ran out the door. I remember thinking, okay, just stay calm, you're still going to make it on time. The meeting was in a cafe downtown. It was one of those places that's always crowded, with people working on laptops, talking loudly, and waiters constantly moving around. When I walked in, I felt pretty confident. I was dressed nicely, I had my laptop bag, and I spotted the person I was meeting sitting at a table in the middle of the cafe. We greeted each other, ordered coffee, and started talking about the project. Everything was going fine. About 10 minutes into the conversation, I noticed something strange. The guy the first was meeting kept glancing at me, then looking away quickly. At first I thought maybe I was imagining it. But then the waitress came over to refill our water, and she did the same thing. She looked at me, paused for half a second, and then quickly looked down. Now I started getting paranoid. I thought maybe I had coffee on my face. So casually, I wiped my mouth. Still, people kept looking. Not staring exactly, just quick looks, like they noticed something and didn't want to say anything. At that point I was internally panicking. I kept wondering, what is wrong with me right now? But the meeting kept going, and I didn't want to make it awkward by asking. So I ignored it. 40 minutes later, the meeting ended successfully. We shook hands, said goodbye, and I walked out of the cafe feeling relieved. I got into my car and checked my phone. Then, by pure instinct, I glanced at the rearview mirror. And that's when I saw it. A huge clothing tag was sticking straight out of the back of my shirt. Not just a small tag either. It was one of those big rectangular tags with washing instructions, basically waving around like a tiny flag behind my neck. Which meant for the entire meeting, and probably the entire walk through the cafe. Everyone had been seeing it. The worst part. No one said a single word. Not the person I met. Not the waitress. Not anyone in that crowded cafe. They all just politely pretended nothing was wrong. And honestly, that might have made it even more embarrassing. Because now I know an entire room of strangers noticed something ridiculous about me. And collectively decided to just let it happen. To this day, every time I get dressed before leaving the house, I check the back of my shirt. Twice. Just in case.